So anyway, after watching the game, 76ers versus the Golden State Warriors last night, the night before they played the Sacramento Kings. Now, I understand being tired because you played it back-to-back. But you know who didn't play the back-to-back? Joel Embiid. And he was the player on the floor that looked the most tired on the 76ers. When I watched them play without him, everything is fluid. Like, they just gel together. The ball's being shared. Everybody's getting touches, screen and rolls. When the other team sets a screen, the guy is screening, he goes out on the shooter. It's when they try to do the pick and pop, he's able to defend that. When Joel's out there, it's a free three-pointer, without a doubt. He does not fight to get to that player, that offensive player when he's on defense. He looks so disinterested on defense. He's not fighting over screens. He's not even helping out if the guy is on the perimeter. I've seen him while defending Draymond. He was down on the block on the opposite side of the court while Draymond was on the three-point line. And you know what happened? Draymond drained that joint. I seen Paul George, when they're force-feeding Embiid, look with that look of displeasure, disgust, when you're just like, come on. Like, he put his head down. He saw the ball go to Joel Embiid. He's screening. He goes down. He's open. He sees Joel slowing it up, and he just turns his head and goes to the corner. Joel Embiid is an amazing player. Joel Embiid is a beast. Joel Embiid plays with all his energy on the offensive side of the ball. But when it comes to defense, he doesn't want to play. And then they were giving him extended minutes. He looks out of shape. For a person that has missed more than half of the season, you would think that he would be refreshed. He would have some juice. You and your team have 13 wins and 19 losses now. What are you doing? Joel Embiid just looks like he's displeased with the entire shebang if the ball's not going with or going to him. Why is he bringing the ball up? You're like a sloth. Why are you bringing the ball up? When you're playing ball as a young guy to a big, they teach you, get the rebound, keep the ball high, outlet the ball to your guard, let him bring the ball up. I don't know why this guy or this dude is trying to bring the ball up, bro. You're tired, you're slow, you don't have that type of ball handling skills, and most of the time, you're turning the ball over. You be wanting them to force feed you the ball. Most of the time, they're double teaming you, triple teaming you, and it turns into a turnover. There's such a coin flip from head to tails from the 76ers to the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors, on 32 shots, assisted on 27 of them. Think about that. So out of 32 buckets, 27 of them were assisted on. It wasn't ISO and someone just dribbling the ball into oblivion, you know what I mean? And then trying to get a shot. No, they're playing. They're playing together. They're playing fluid. They're distributing the ball. They're sharing the ball. And they're making a right read, and the right person is taking the shot. With the Sixers, when Embiid is on the floor, it's like, it's so slow. It's so predictable. And granted, Embiid is good and he's a beast and he can get his buckets. But do you want to get your buckets at the detriment to your team? That's how I look at it. I'm just looking at them. I had to turn the game off. It was so pathetic. They were competitive for a half. But I'm, again, watching the game, and Embiid looks tired. Every time that his man sets a screen for Curry or for someone else, it's an automatic free shot, whether it be a three-point shot, something to the rim, anything, because he's just tired. He's been playing like this. Even last year, it's like when we played the Boston Celtics. Every time that Al Horford plays against the 76ers, they have Embiid on Al Horford, and he has astronomical numbers. He's making these threes because on that pick and pop, Embiid don't defend. I just don't know what you can do. It's like the coaches are afraid to coach him up. And I understand your stars are your stars. I get it. You know what I mean? You have some certain stars that they're going to have a lot more leeway. But right now, I feel like this got to be Nick Nurse, Brass, whoever got to go to Nick Nurse and be like, yo, you got to get a handle on this thing. And they need to go to Joel Embiid and listen, man. You were the man, and you're still an integral part of the success of this team. But this is Tyrese Maxey's team now. This is his team, and we're going to run through him. He gets those touches, and then you eat. It's not the other way around. That, to me, will unlock so much potential for them because, again, the night before they were playing against the Kings, who are a young team, Domantas Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, like they got a squad, and when they're rolling, they're rolling. They're a fast team, and they have one of the fastest teams in the league, and the 76ers were there, stride for stride with them, and they were actually up 7 points with 3 minutes to go in the game. But you know what the common denominator was? Joel Embiid wasn't playing. When he's playing, it's just so slow, man. Like, he has to get in condition. And when you're paying someone $60 million, I shouldn't have to tell you you got to be in basketball shape. And you cannot replicate a basketball game except by playing basketball. And when you're sitting weeks at a time, 4 times a week, you know what I mean? It's just not translating. And you can see it when he plays. He's tired. He looks like a sloth out there. And he's good on offense, but he doesn't expend his energy on defense. And that is going to be to the detriment of this team. I'm tired of it. Look at a dude like Steph Curry, man. His team is average. He calls his team out. But you know what about Steph? Steph is going to show up. Even on defense, they used to pick on Steph. Now Steph is trying to lock people down. He even put on muscle so he wouldn't get picked on in the finals and in the playoffs when they try to put him in the screen and pick on him. But that's what leaders do. And Embiid is not a leader. You can tell by his demeanor. You can tell by his childish ways. And for them to pay him an astronomical amount for an extension, $180 million, and you're telling me you're only going to be available for 3/5 of the season? Nah, man, are you freaking kidding me, man? Listen, you got some dudes on that bench. You got some dudes. Paul George, yes, he's not going to be what he is, but when he gets the touches that he's supposed to get, he's going to get his bucket. His 3-point percentage last year was the highest in his entire career. He can make those shots. If you got the ball in Maxey's hand and he's driving, people are going to have to help, and those shooters are going to be open. As long as they knock them down, that's a formula for success. But Embiid slowing the game down, playing like he doesn't want to play defense, man, is going to be to the detriment of this team. Like I said, man, I had to turn that game off. It was so freaking pathetic. And credit to the Golden State Warriors. They play the same brand of basketball. They all play collectively. Everybody's on the floor. If a ball goes down, they're screening, they're rolling, they're cutting to the basket, and you can see the fruits of their labor. Wake up, Sixers. This is terrible.